Hi, boys and girls. Hey, last week we worked on the color white. Do you remember how to spell that? W-H-I-T-E. One reason I save the color white for January is because in January we do a lot of winter things. And can you think of some things that are white for winter? Snowmen are white, snowflakes are white, icicles are white. There's a lot of white things in winter. So we do the white song in January. And then now we're going to talk about winter. Now it's a little tricky because in California, it's so nice and warm outside. It's a beautiful sunny day while I'm recording this lesson. I wish I was outside. But it is winter, isn't it? So we started school in the summer, and then that was in August. So June, July, and August. And then part of September, right? And then part of September, October, November, it was fall, when the leaves turn colors. Now it is winter. Now, if you go up to the mountains, you might see snow, or if you go in other parts of the country, it is snowing and it's very cold right now, right? So it's winter. Now look, I brought home all my winter books from school the other day. I have a whole basket of books. See if you can see how many books there are. Look at that. Now, I am not going to be able to read all of these books. There's just no way, but I will try to read some. And the one I chose today to read to you guys is called The Biggest Snowman Ever. Okay, so look, if you see, look at how small this little girl is compared to that big giant snowman. I wonder how she was able to build such a big snowman when she's so little. Let's see if we can find out. Now, has anybody ever built a real snowman? I hope so, and if you haven't, I hope you will be able to very soon. If it gets a little colder here and if it snows, maybe your parents can take you up to the mountains, get nice and dressed up and in warm clothes, and maybe you can make a snowman. Okay, here's the story. Little Nell lived with Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie in a big house in a big snowy woods. Here's their house. That's a nice house, isn't it? Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie had big, blustery voices. They had big, talky friends. They had big, loud parties. When Little Nell said, "Can I help?" Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie shook their heads. "No, you can't," they said. "You're too small." "Yes, I can," said Little Nell. "And no, I'm not." "No, you can't," they said. "And yes, you are." So she always wants to do things with Big Mama and her sisters, but they always say, "No, you're too little. You're too little. You can't help us." Poor little Nell, huh? So little Nell would go into the big snowy woods. She would sit and watch the snow fall from the sky. She would walk under the bare branch trees. She would play with her friends, Reindeer, Hare, and Bear Cub. Oh, here she is. She's with the animals. She's going, well, if my sisters don't want me to help them and my mom, I'll go outside. I'll take a walk with the animals. What a beautiful place, huh? You're in the forest. One day, Bear Cub said to Little Nell, "Can you show us how to make a snowman?" "No, I can't," said Little Nell. "I'm too small." "Yes, you can," said the animals, "and no, you're not." "But I'm so small," said Little Nell. "My family won't let me do anything. I could never make a snowman." "How do you know unless you try?" asked Bear Cub. "We'll help you." Little Nell sighed. "Well, maybe," she said. Look at you guys. Look at how cute. They're having a little tea party on this tree. They're on the tree trunk. Okay, it looks like they cut down the tree and they left this little tree trunk that makes a beautiful table. And here she is having a little tea party with her animal friends. There's a big moose, and there's a bear, and there's a rabbit. And they're saying, "Let's make a snowman." Little Nell got down on her knees. She carefully patted and matted and batted the snow into a tiny ball. So when you make a snowman, you start out with just a little snowball. Okay. She rolled it and rolled it, and she rolled it to Reindeer. Reindeer nudged it and nudged it and nudged it to Hare. When they say hare, that's a rabbit. That's another name for a rabbit. So look, they started off with a tiny snowball, and they're rolling it in the snow. And as they roll it, it becomes bigger. Hare kicked it and kicked it and kicked it to Bear Cub. Bear Cub rolled it and rolled it until it stopped, thud, by the edge of a big icy pond. Wow, look at how big it got. So it's getting bigger and bigger the more they roll it. And then by the time it gets to Bear Cub, look at how big it is. Wow. "Now what?" said Reindeer. "The snowman needs a middle." said Little Nell. How do we do that? Asked Hare. Little Nell bit her lip. She got down on her knees. She carefully patted and matted and batted another tiny snowball. She rolled it and rolled it to Reindeer. Reindeer nudged it and nudged it to Hare. Hare kicked it and kicked it to Bear Cub. Bear Cub rolled it and rolled it until thud, it came to a stop. He pushed it on top of the other snowball. Now what? He asked. So here they are. Now they're making the middle part. They've got the bottom part for the snowman. Now they're making the middle part the same way. They take a snowball and they roll it. They keep rolling it, and now Bear's gonna put it on top of the big one. So you got the big one. This is kind of a medium-sized one. It needs a head, cried Little Nell. She patted and matted and batted another tiny snowball. Then she rolled it to Reindeer. Reindeer nudged it to Hare. Hare kicked it to Bear Cub. Bear Cub stuck it on top of the other two snowballs. So the same thing, but this time they're gonna make it a little bit smaller. They're gonna roll it, and then they're going to put it on top. So now they've got the 3 snowballs, a big, medium, and then a smaller one. Bear Cub stuck it on top of the other 2 snowballs. Little Nell and the animals stood back and looked at their snowman. Something's missing, said Hare. The face, said Little Nell. How do we do that, said the animals. I think we'll need some help, said Little Nell. She whistled for the birds. I wish I could do it. Right? Crow, Cardinal, Sparrow. Come, help us. Could you make a face for our snowman, she asked. Crow fetched 2 pieces of bark for the eyes. Cardinal found an old pink sock for the nose. Sparrow brought raisins for the mouth. Ah, look, they're making the face with the things that the birdies found. Little Nell handed her green scarf to the birds. They wound it and wound it around the snowman's neck. Then they added 2 sticks for arms. The snowman was finally finished. Little Nell and the animals gazed up at their creation. Wow, said the animals. Wow, said Little Nell. It was almost lunchtime. Little Nell said goodbye to her friends. She walked home through the big snowy woods. So they're not going to show us the whole thing right now. They're showing the animals helping. This is Nell's scarf. They put Little Nell, took off her scarf, and they put it around the snowman. Okay? And now they're all staring at the snowman. Nell's going to go back home. Okay? Big Mama, Big Sarah, Big Lizzie were waiting for her. Where have you been? They asked in their big blustery voices. I was building a great big snowman, answered Little Nell. How could someone so small like you build a big snowman? Asked Big Lizzie. Come and see, said Little Nell. So there's Big Mama and her sisters that told her, you can't do anything, you're too small. And she's going to take them to see the snowman. So Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie followed Little Nell through the big snowy woods to the snowman. Here they are. Look at the sisters. They're being lazy. They're just having Big Mama's pulling them on the sled. And here's Little Nell. She's going, come on, come see the snowman. I can't wait to see it. As they looked up, their mouths dropped open and their arms dropped to their sides. They went like this. Wow, they said, you built that? Yes, I did, said Little Nell, with the help of my friends. That is the biggest, best snowman that ever was, said Big Mama. Yes, it is, said Little Nell, a huge smile on her face. There she is, standing. Here's her sisters and her Big Mama. And then here's Little Nell standing next to the biggest snowman that ever lived. Will you come and help us make a big, yummy lunch, Sarah? No, she can't, said Big Lizzie. She's too small. Yes, I can, said Little Nell, and no, I'm not. Yes, you can, said Big Mama, and yes, you will. So Big Mama says, hey, I think Little Nell can do anything. So now she gets to help. Now she gets to help. Big Mama gave Little Nell a big sloppy kiss. Smooch. Mwah, like that. Big Sarah gave Little Nell a big squeezy hug. Ouch. Big Lizzie stuck her big nose in the air. She still wasn't convinced. Little Nell's friends lifted her to the top of the snowman. They're going to lift her up on top of the snowman. I can't wait to see the last picture. Hooray! There it is. The biggest snowman ever. And here's Nell at the top. She's cheering. 3 cheers for little Nell, huh? I really like that story. Well, I wanted to we're going to try to read lots of little winter books so that we know all about winter before we do some writing next week. That's my goal. What I want you to do now is we're going to do a couple of pages. In this folder, I gave you the black folder, and we put a new sticker on it that says January Winter Snowman. If you get out this packet, we did our Martin Luther King packet was in there. We did that Friday. So if you just give this little packet, it's just some fun winter things. We get to color this snowman. That might not be the biggest snowman ever, but it's a pretty cute one, isn't it? Now, you can't color it whatever color you want. You have to follow this code. So anytime we see the number 1, we're going to color that red, red. Let me find my red crayon. I've got it right here. Okay, I'm going to kind of circle that with a red so that I remember. Okay, and I'm going to look for number 1. Number 1. Ah, let's see. There's a little arrow that points to the here. This is the little trim on the mittens. All right, so whoever made this snowman used a scarf and mittens too. There's another one on the other side. I was thinking about doing 2 pages, but I don't want this lesson to get too long. Now, you know what? It doesn't say to color the nose red, but I think I will. It kind of depends what you use, right? Sometimes people use a carrot for a nose. Sometimes people use a cherry, a big cherry tomato or something. Depends. There we go. Okay, we're going to move on to number 2. Number 2 is B-L-U-E, spells blue. So wherever we see a number 2, we're going to color it blue. So my first 2 is here. Oh, it's a jacket. Okay, the little jacket. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oh, and the trim. I will show you when I'm all done. All right, we've got the blue trim on the jacket and the jacket itself. You know what, boys and girls, I'm going to hold off on that because I think I want to get the scarf done first. So I'm going to go on to the next one, which is 3. Number 3, wherever you see the number 3, you're going to color it G-R-E-E-N, G-R-E-E-N. I know how to spell green, G-R-E-E-N. And those are these buttons down here. I don't know what they use for the buttons, but there's, looks like little fuzzy balls or something. And the earmuffs. Okay, do you guys know what earmuffs are? Okay, it's almost like a headband with some covering for your ears so that your ears don't get cold in the snow. And then number 4, where you see number 4, you're going to color anything with a number 4 yellow. Yellow, Y-E-L-L-O-W spells yellow. I have my yellow. Okay, number 4 is the headband. Number 4 is the scarf. Ooh, the scarf and the mittens. There. The reason I wanted to get that scarf done first is then it's going to be easier for me to color around it for the jacket. I would have probably done 2 colors on that scarf, but that's what they have you do. Okay, and then the mittens, not the trim, but the mittens also have the number 4 on there. Okay, oh, I really like my snowman. So I know when you first see this, you go, oh, good, I get to color it, whatever color I want. But you don't, because you're following this super code. All right, so now I'm going to go and I'm going to do number 2, which is the blue. Okay, and my snowman is done. Oh, I just love it. Let me take a peek here. You know what? What we'll do is, you know what? We'll just save that page. We'll save that page for another day. Just 1 page today, okay, boys and girls? That'll be super fast for you and super fun. Bye-bye.